3, 2, 1. Let's get started.
This is the podcast.
Are you ready for takeoff?
So welcome back to another episode of Healthy with Heartland. I am your host, Justin Freishtat, and today we have another special guest, Heartland's own, Matt Wesp.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with Matt Wesp. Your background, who are you, how'd you end up here?
Oh, wow. My background into health and wellness is really just a personal journey, which I think most people's is. It started back in college as I was just graduating. My girlfriend at the time gave me a book that was called Magic Foods. So the way that book works is it talked about blood sugar, insulin, how basically broke down the macros, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and how your body reacted to them once you ate them. So from there, it just kind of snowballed. I started reading more, got more into health, started changing my diet a little bit here and there, making improvements as I went, which actually I think is, looking back on it, the best way for people to improve their health is just small, kind of minor changes which just evolve.
So if someone is looking to start that health and wellness journey, where should they start?
Well, I think a lot of people, they go straight to diets, which can be good, but I like to focus on what I call the fundamental pillars of health. And these are things that everybody can affect in their day-to-day lives, and they're all free, actually. Things like reducing your stress, getting more water, better hydration levels, getting better sleep, more sleep, and the biggest one is just reducing processed foods, reducing the intake and eating of processed foods.
Excellent. So starting with the elimination of stress, what are some ways to eliminate maybe people aren't really thinking about that they're subjecting themselves to on a daily basis?
With stress, I mean, there's several factors that cause that. The biggest ones to easily kind of approach are breathing exercises. So just taking a step back in your day-to-day and practicing taking deep breaths, taking a few moments each day, whether it be when you first wake up or in the middle of the day, even right before you go to sleep, just taking 5 to 10 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Those can really, really help reduce stress levels immediately.
And then on the hydration side, I think most people realize water is important to drink.
I think so.
But beyond that, how does hydration play into the whole health and wellness game?
I mean, hydration's key. Our bodies are made up of water. All our organs, our brain, our bones, our cells, our muscle, is all made up, majority of water. It is a key aspect of our lives, and proper levels of hydration is important for our cells and our body to do its daily activities properly and efficiently. General guidelines are, you take your body weight by pounds, divide that by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day. The way I like to remember just to get an adequate number of cups in a day is, first thing I do when I wake up every day is I drink 2 to 3 cups of water, which is also really good to wake up the metabolism, wake up your organs, kind of get the body ready. Another thing I do with habitually adding in water is after meals or before meals. I will drink a cup or 2 either right before and a cup or 2 after. Pieces about that, actually, if you drink a lot of water before a meal, it actually helps suppress your appetite. So it may be another way to kind of naturally help your caloric restriction. So you don't eat as much at a meal because you drink that amount of water before starting.
Yeah, that's something I've heard a lot. A lot of times when you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty. Every time I feel like I'm hungry, have a glass of water and say, okay, am I still hungry?
Yeah, and some of the other pieces around hydration is to kind of think about, am I dehydrated? So there's some key factors to kind of look for. The most simple ones are, if you're doing physical activity, you start cramping up, that's a sign of dehydration. But in general, day to day, if you're at work and you get a headache, I mean, it could be some things, but it could be dehydration as well. Or if you're feeling lightheaded as well, that's a key thing to hey, maybe I should drink some water. Back
to the diets. I know that you have an opinion on diets, and I want to hear about it.
Well, diets, let's start out by saying diets are great. They're not a one-size-fits-all, but I think the idea around diets is it's a great intro for people to start making healthy habit changes. Build upon them and say, hey, I've felt really good doing this. What was it? Was it the food choices I was making? Was it the food choices that I wasn't having anymore, that I used to have? Finding those correlations and those links to where you slept better or you felt better or certain foods cause this, because it is different for everybody. Unfortunately, diets are looked at and they're usually temporary.
So on the processed foods topic that you mentioned earlier, what changes will people see when they eliminate processed foods?
Depends on where they're starting from, how much weight they may or want to lose or need to lose, and how they're feeling and what their health conditions are. Some, I think, immediate things people will see in reducing processed foods is sleep quality is better, digestion of other foods is going to increase, meaning your ability to get more nutrition out of the good foods that you are eating. Weight is just going to fall off faster if you're drastically cutting out processed foods. And when we say processed foods, obviously things that aren't natural. The easiest way to identify something that is processed is it comes in a bag or it comes in a box. Cereal comes in a box and a bag. Processed. If you look at the ingredients label, you'll see most likely some ingredients that you cannot pronounce. That's kind of the easiest way to identify them. Candy bars, processed. It's not naturally found in nature. Chicken breast, natural. No real processing to make a chicken breast besides it being cut into the form of a chicken breast. Another big one, sodas. Sugary sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks, those coffees in a can, all sorts of hidden processed, hidden sugars, fake sugars, non-caloric ingredients, which the way they got into that package is processed. What a lot of people don't realize about the fake sugars, the sucraloses, things like that, is their effect on our gut health. I don't think there's a lot of research about that yet, because people look at the caloric side. No calories, it makes things taste better. Great, I can eat this 100-calorie pack of brownies, but there's no nutrition in that, first of all. It's just empty calories. But then again, what's the underlying effect that those processed sugars might have on your gut health? I'm talking about like the gut lining and your ability to absorb nutrition and digest foods properly. I mean, that gets into the nitty-gritty science and details. And some of that's above my pay grade.
It all starts with gut health, right?
Yeah, everything starts in the gut.
Cool. So anything else for our listeners or viewers?
Some cool facts that you may not know about me.
Let's get it.
I love cats. I used to be in a metal band when I was in high school. Very much into metal music. I love a diverse range of music as well, but metal is a close near and dear in my heart. So metal music, cats, food, nutrition, health, wellness, and working out. So any questions related to those things, feed them my way. I'll be happy to answer and just have discussions about them.
Awesome. So that's Matt Wesp, bringing all of the great knowledge. Follow him on all your social networks. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We're happy to get involved. And until next time, stay healthy with Heartland.